Good freaking morning, people. Big Red here. Thank you all for coming back to my Red Talk. It is currently December 27th, and it is the butt crack of dawn around here. It is bright and early, about 7:30 in the morning. A little earlier than I'm used to, more earlier than I like. We got practice today. I got practice nice and early, so that's good. Get that done with, and then go about my day, going to work and all that fun stuff. So let's a little recap on what we talked about yesterday. Man, I don't even remember. I don't recall. I don't know. We just recapped Christmas, really, right? I think that's where we went because Christmas aggressively snuck up on everybody, and I think I speak for everybody in saying that happened. Now it's now the new year is coming up, so it's funny. I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and I don't normally think like this, or this is not my it's like not really my cup of tea or whatever uh, to think about. Now, apparently, the Sunday reset is like a huge thing, and I don't know what some people's worlds what they think of, and it seems to me like that's more astrological people, I guess. But New Year's this year is one. The date is 123 consecutively, which apparently is very good. And the new year begins on a Monday. So by having 123, and then a Monday apparently is like the um, ultimate Sunday reset, which I don't really know. Honestly, I really don't know what that means, but everybody's saying it's a good thing. So, I mean, why not be excited for it then? If TikTok says it's true, I believe it has to be true. That's just kind of how I roll. And yeah, that's we'll see. I'm excited for the new year. I normally don't do like not like a big New Year's resolution type of guy. I don't really say, New Year, new me. I'm doing this, and this. Like, no, I kind of set my life up so I could do what I want to do, and I think when you do that, and like, I work pretty hard to make that a thing. So it's like, if I'm gonna do something in the new year, it's gonna be like this, like post a morning brain dump every morning for until my birthday, which is my thing, and which is what we're doing. So that's the route. That's the route I go with stuff like this. You know, Obviously I set goals for the new year. I think that's different than like a full blown New Year's resolution. I think the goals thing is kind of more generic. I guess I don't really know the correct word for that, but it's good to have goals, and I guess it could be I don't know, it could be two in the same, really. Like the having goals that are set for a new year versus like a New Year's resolution. But I'm gonna actually that's my job this week is I want to sit down and I want to write out a bunch of goals for 2024, business related, personal related. So I'm excited for that. And, as far as resolutions go, people are like, "Oh, I'm not eating carbs." Okay, you could just go on a diet, and that's for your real life and your real health. You know, like one of the things I want to do, and I'm doing this, as a uh, New Year thing. Like I want to start doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I think it would be good. I think it'll be good for me. I think the sorry. I think it'll be fun most of all. Uh, it will give me kind of something new to compete at too, which is the thing for me. Like I like to have my whole listen, and my whole approach to life is treating it like a competition. Right? People say you can't do something, like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you I can do it, and that's just how I am. People say, like, oh, you're gonna go here and do this for work and blah blah blah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna beat every person that's there. Nobody's gonna be able to touch me. That's just kind of how I go about everything. And for a while, I competed in strongman competitions all over, which we talked about. So that was like a good competitive outlet for me. Um, it's that's a lot, and that takes a decent chunk of every day for 6 7 days a week to be able to compete at the highest level for that. And sadly, I just don't have time to do that. But I think the jiu-jitsu thing, I think it'll be cool because it's completely new to me. I know some generic stuff, but other than that, I know nothing. So it'll be a completely new learning curve for me with that, which I like. And I think it'll be good altogether. I think it'll ultimately turn me into a menace, which is what we need. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Comment down below if you guys do jujitsu. If you think it's one, if you like it. Let me know if you like it. I'm curious to see about that because I know a couple guys that do it and they all love it. So I want to give it a shot. And I think in my head, it's what's scarier than basically 400 pound dude that knows jujitsu. I think that could be scary. I think it'll help me lose weight too. I think that'll be one of the bigger things behind it. It'll help me lean out a little bit. That's something I want to do. been slowly leaning out. Nothing crazy, but my weight fluctuation is wild, absolutely wild. Like my body weight will fluctuate between 18 and 25 pounds on a normal day, which is crazy. And I've done the research on it, talked to people about it. It's kind of like a normal, pretty much normal thing. So it's not really something to be worried about. But like I'll wake up some mornings and I'll be, I don't know, like 378 or 379. By the time I go to bed at night, I'm 398, or 395. Like, it's wild. And I've always been like that. That's just kind of how my body is. And I think it mostly happens because, like, definitely have um, a decent amount of muscle mass. Because I've noticed too, on days where like I lift really heavy, that's where the biggest swing happens. Versus days where I don't, it'll only be, I don't know, 8 or 10 pound swing. So it's an interesting thing. Whenever I go, scientists are going to have a field day with this body because this is like, I feel like I'm just a kind of a genetic freak when it comes down to it. I have things like I went probably 6 weeks without working out recently, and strictly because I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff going on. Um, I'm not trying to make excuses, but very busy with work, very busy with life. Trying to fit everything in, and then not having enough time to uh, just really not having enough time to go and do what I got to do when it comes down to the gym. But the biggest thing for me, and definitely starting, definitely in the new year, but maybe even sooner. Now, like today after practice, I'll work out too. All the guys are working out, and then that way I get that in. I can, but my plan is to really like set a schedule, for lack of better terms, of my day. So I can make sure that working out and going to the gym is in that schedule most days. So it's one of those things where yeah, I'm technically my own boss, and I don't follow a typical daily work schedule, which is nice. And it gives me the freedom to do things that I want, and go places that I want to go. But at the same time, the difficulty behind that is now you have to, you know, almost force yourself to create a schedule. I don't know. That might sound kind of weird to say, but the reasoning behind it is like, like I don't really have a set time that I have to go into the office when I go into the office. So like, if we have literally nothing going on, I could show up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, still be able to do what I'm going to do for the day, and then go. Or just push everything back so then I'll work a little later. Which is nice. Obviously, it's different when you have a store and you have hours for the store and shit like that. But I think the thing I'm going to work the hardest on is setting a full like daily schedule for myself, and I want to like write it out, and I want to have you know everything I need to accomplish that day is on there, and like I want to have something. It's something that I'm gonna like, so I have something to stick to. Because right now, I'm the last. See, I was doing that like over the summer, and it worked out pretty good. And I say that because I had I had a lot of like certain times of everything, so I was able to look at each day and be like, all right, if like my main job is when we have private events that I'm there to like expedite the process along. So it's like, all right, the first guy's coming in at noon today. Let me get there at 11 just to make sure. So it's like that's a set time for me to go, and that really helped. And then once again life got a little busier and real life stuff came in, and then I had football and all the stuff like that. So that was where it kind of fell off the rails, I guess, a little bit, but still wasn't really bad. Like, still made sure, I try and give myself a set time that I'm in the office every day, and just so I have, enough time to do the stuff I need to do, and it's it's tough. Like, probably one of the biggest struggles of you know working for yourself, or for really for yourself, because everywhere else I've worked, it's always been like a hard schedule you follow. But I think that's one of the biggest struggles of doing this for yourself, is that you have to force yourself to follow a schedule for the most part. When it's so easy to just throw everything up in the air and say, you know what, I'm not doing that today. I'm going in. I got nothing to do. I'm going to go in at noon. I'm going to do this, this, and this. Next thing you know, you do that one day, come back, do it the next day. Now, before you know it, you're a month in the hole. So it's definitely it's definitely one of the biggest struggles, and it's something that I'm going to really work pretty hard on trying to get that on wraps for the new year here. This weird limbo time is kind of just a toss up. So, but for the new year, it's definitely something I want to implement. I want to like make that my thing. I want to be able to keep that. That's my goal there. So if anybody out there is an entrepreneur and has their own company and runs their own thing and happens to be listening to this, if you have any tips or any one thing I'm looking for, because I use my iPad for everything, is maybe an app. If there's a certain app out there that can link my phone and my iPad together to make it like my daily schedule or something. If anybody knows of any, let me know. So definitely give it a shot. I think anything, any little bit will help with that, really. So, yeah, so that's what I'm thinking with that. I still got this stupid ass cough, as you can hear. I feel perfectly fine. Every day I see more and more people on TikTok talking about it, that they have this wild cough that is quite literally just a cough. No mucus, no phlegm. Nose is clear for the most part. Like, don't feel like shit. There's really nothing around me that is causing any sort of discomfort besides the cough itself, which is annoying. And I'm over it. I saw some person that said that the way they got rid of this was that they soak their feet in onion water. I don't really know how much I trust that, but it sounds like a pretty outrageous move to me. But I can't really knock them. They said that they literally just put onions in hot water in a bag and then put their feet in the bag and covered them with socks, and that was that. Is that a thing? Is that like actual medical thing of, I don't know. But they said that it worked, and they said that their cough that they have, that everybody has, that they're talking about, to go away. Am I about to soak my feet in onions? I don't think so. But I don't know. Just like, it's annoying. Like, this cough is just stupid. Like, I'd rather have a cough and be like really sick, but I'm not. I just have a cough and it's dumb. Like, it hurts for no reason. But I'm ready for this to go away. I think it's just a product really of New York and like the weather being what the weather is. Because like right now it's December 27th. It's 43 degrees outside at now close to 8 o'clock in the morning. But I think the biggest thing is the up and down, like the air pressure. I think the air pressure is what's doing it. Because, well, some days, like, what do you call it? It was like 55 degrees out the other day. Like 2 days ago, it was like 55 out, 55 and raining, and now, it's like drops down to like 30 the next day, and then back up to 45 the day after. Like the whole thing's a mess. This place really stinks. It's like seasonal depression is real. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Um, it's the worst. I really, really would love to get out of here. I think that here's my take on this. New York as a whole, right? New York, everything's expensive. Housing's expensive. Taxes are high. Like the amount of money that you get taxed personally is ridiculous as well. And you have this 3/4 of the year is like it's terrible weather. Like it's never nice all year round. Like it's just gray. Like you can see it now. It's just gray out. It's foggy. It's cold. It's the whole thing. You know, I'm here. I have my entire life set up here. I have my business set up here, and like every day, I think about getting out of New York. Like just packing us up and literally getting out of here because it's my thinking is this. Like it's so like my rationale behind it is like there's places in the US that you could live where it's minimum 60 degrees every day and the sun comes out every day. you know if you look at like Southern California or Florida. Like, yeah, Florida gets a little cold. It'll get in the 50s at night there sometimes, but like it's still 80 degrees during the day and sunny, so you can go outside and soak in some sun and jump in a pool or the ocean if you want, and it's not that outrageous of a thing. Where here it's like once September hits, you're like, might be time. So to me, like my thinking behind the whole thing is that it's kind of foolish to live in a place that one makes you feel like this, because seasonal depression is as real as it comes. It's dark all the time. It's cold. It's like makes you depressed. It stinks. But I just think it's foolish that if you have the opportunity to live someplace that could be that could fix that, why not? So I'm curious if any of you guys live in any of those areas where it's nice weather year round, or at least 80% of the year. Does seasonal depression exist down there? Like, if you're from Florida, does seasonal depression exist in Florida? I really think it doesn't. I think that, um, well, that guy almost got hit. What an idiot. You know, but that's just me. So, thinking, I don't know. We'll see. The business being up here, it's going to be tough, but see what I can make happen out of that. Now, man, getting up early is not fun. I'm tired. This is like people do this all the time. I'm so much more of like a late person. Like I'd rather stay up late and do everything late than wake up early. I think I have to switch that. I think it's time. So, all right. That being said, that's all I got for today. If you made it this far, thank you. Drop a comment down below. If like I said, if you have anything that if you're self-employed and have any tools that help you to remain on a schedule, like a daily schedule, could be of great help to me. So if you do, drop a comment down below. As usual, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm doing this every day. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning.